Welcome, 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 welcome to the Dancing Deplorable Show. And I am Milo. Welcome to the show. I know this popular, but I'll read it again. FBI warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video disc under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. Period. Ha. Okay. I am wearing my Link t-shirt with my green screen with nothing on it. And I am here. And I have news. Monsters and giants. And the people that are around us. And how crazy it's getting. And wait till you see what I found. But first, welcome everybody. Anybody. Hello, whoever joined. Hi, Red. I see you. Hi, Red. Thanks for jumping in. Basically, I talked about Nephilim, just a kind of brief quickie. You know about it because you watched it yesterday. So I am going to try. Yay! Awesome. 2 nights in a row. I've 2 nights in a row. Shocking. It's like I was attacked, dude. Trust me, it's like under attack hardcore all the time. But remember I talked about this book just kind of briefly? The Giants, Monsters, and Dragons. Now, I've talked a little bit about this in some of my other videos on YouTube. So, if you want more, there might be some more over there. But I was just kind of breezing through it because it's a great resource. And I can't begin to tell you how, and I didn't even look in here for, I should put my little doodaddies on. Let's see, what do we have? There we go. Hello. There we go. Okay. Anyways, so I was going through my book yesterday, and ogre, really quick, since we were talking about, and trolls are in here as well. Now, Red, I don't know if you know, but I found a couple of very interesting things. You're probably like, what? What's she talking about? What? Okay, so ogres, right? Ogres and trolls. Come on, where are you? I know you're. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Ogress. Let's just go with ogress, which is female. Look at the wonderful picture, even though it's not a female, but it's still whatever. An ogre with a cudgel. Can't believe I said that right. This is a female. Oh. There is the female ogre. Ogress. Okay. But they don't all look like that. They all look different. Anyways, the ogress, this is the female form of the ogre in the traditions of and folklore of Europe. Although there are counterparts of the type in other cultures around the world, she is considered to be a vast female humanoid with massive body structure but with little intellect. Shoe fits where they are usually associated with water, but where they accompany ogres as their consorts, they are far less cruel or malicious towards humans. Like ogres, they can easily be duped by a clever child. The first recorded use of the word ogress appears in the French 17th century author Charles Perrault Rindle of The Sleeping Beauty in the Wood, where it is recorded as ogress, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, um, finding very interesting about this book is that it talks about time frames, and these are time frames I've had on my list of questionable, and this has been going on for a while for me, so since like 2015. But I've been questioning, um, yeah, Red, no kidding. Seriously, people do not realize what they are dealing with right now. And this is what I'm trying to put out because it's exactly that. And to be honest with you, I've been noticing it since like 2000, something like that, because when I worked at StarTech, there was this woman that worked there. And Lord, I'm sorry, but she was a troll, or she was, I I'm I'm pretty sure she was a troll because you had to be smart for that job, be a dummy. So she had to be, somewhat intelligent in order to. So that's why I was thinking troll, because the trolls are the ones that are the smarter ones. They have a little bit more intellect on the most part for, monsters. But just wait until I show you some of the shit that I found last night. I'm sitting here going, if kids how to summon demons on cartoons, was it last year? The year before last? Past couple years. So I don't know how long it's actually been going on, but we know that stuff's going on in schools and books and things like that they're letting in and crap. But with the with the rituals that are going on and so readily available on YouTube and other platforms, like if you want, and I don't even like saying this because it's what they do. This is what they have been doing. This is why our world is fucked up right now. Excuse my French. This is not for children. I don't think I have anything listed as being for children right now. Um, we are surrounded by them, okay, in one form or another. Now, when God said that He was, they covered the earth, okay, God is not like ambiguous. He really isn't. From what it's very spot on and actually can mean even multiple things across the board. So it's like, yeah, so wait till you see what I found. So, okay, so that was the thing on the ogress, but I know I put in my titles, not Francis, Lord heavens. What did I say? Francis? Not Francis? Am I French? Am I French now? Oh, parlez-vous français? Um, I didn't like my French teacher. She was a bitch. And among other things, I'm, mm, yeah, anyways, so this book, okay, check it out. So I'm like just looking in here, just going, what the hell's in here? Just gonna kind of look around and see. And I kind of open the book sometimes, because I do that with the Bible too, when I'm searching for answers, searching for questions or things like that. And so last night, I do not know what. I think it was. Let me see here. I think I kind of opened it up and kind of flipped through and ended up Wendigo, because I had looked at there's a lot of names for like Sasquatch and the Yeti and the things like that. There's lots of other names that most people don't know about, but they're in this. And what I'm finding is what's very interesting, like I was saying before, that it's dated. What's very interesting is it's also location. So when you know that this is over here and that's over there, it's just, yeah. Well, there's other things that a person like me, I have all these things that I have so many folders. I'm serious. Anyways, back to the Wendigo, but not the Wendigo. And it kind of led into the Werebear, which is on Skyrim. And I've played Skyrim, so I know what the Werebear is. But to say that there's all these other were animals. Were boar, were crocodile, were dog, were fox, were hare, hyena, jackal, jaguar, tiger, blah, blah, blah. And then I got to werewolf. So, buckle up. You ready? You ready? You ready, Red? Took 5 years of French. Did you? I would love to learn how to speak French, because it's like, Red? No, you just took 5 years. Okay. Okay, so how's this gonna go? If we think about, there's a I know. I know too much. It gets hard. It gets harder and harder to because I'm into deep. Okay, werewolf. We're going to talk about werewolves now. Okay, ready? Werewolves. Werewolf. Werewolf. Werewolf? No. Werewolf. Right there. Okay. I think I just lost somebody. Yeah, like in Young Frankenstein. I thought you wanted me to talk like that. No, I didn't want you to talk like that. Werewolf. Werewolf. Okay, here we go again. Whatever you do, don't put the candle back. Okay? So, now, I don't mean to do this again, but yesterday, Red, if you remember, I was talking about, or was I talking about that? There's a lot of spells and curses that all these people are doing against us, and they've infiltrated the churches, and they're in the churches doing the same things, calling it white magic and white this and white that, and it even, yeah, okay. So anyways, I know about a lot of the deeper stuff that's um, beyond where some people want to go when they start finding out information. So I know that they're underground and they're praying in groups of a lot of people and making spells and curses against us. As a town, I know they're doing it. Probably as a city, as a state, and so forth and so on. Because I've even found sacrificial sites up behind where I live up in the mountains. But you can see them from Google Earth. So I mean, it is not like they're hiding that much anymore. It really isn't. So, and it's like when you start thinking about all these people that are like, you brushed it off the vampire thing, but then you have to sit here and think about, well, under the circumstances and finding out and knowing what we know now, then they all exist, okay? Because when I read this to you, it's going to blow it's going to blow your mind. And a lot of people know it, but they don't realize how everything is just going to go like this, and you're going to go, seriously? Because I was like, last night, I could not. I mean, I was shocked, but I wasn't shocked because this is a time and age that it's really hard to get shocked because of the Hillary thing, and then all this stuff with Biden and this. And it's like, I don't have to say anything. It's a bunch of crazy stuff. But when you find out that people are dumb enough to do this shit, and you want to just V8 them right across the forehead. And I'm not telling anybody to do that. I'm just giving a metaphorical example from a commercial from the 70s and 80s. It's called a V8 slap, and we did it to ourselves. It's like, oh yeah, okay. But it's like, okay, it's it's really deep, you guys. I'm serious, Red. It's super deep. Yes, Evil does wear a white dress. I mean, we saw. Oh, I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to. I don't know how touchy the platforms are. So, getting back on, I just want to make sure that I'm careful. And I wanted to remind you that on our expedition into the wilds of Afghanistan, we lost our corkscrew, and we were compelled to live off of food and water for several days. It's a joke. W.C. Fields. Old. Really old. Like Little Rascals old. But see my shirt? See, there's Link. See, he's an elf with an ear. See, I found a uh, it's been kind of rough trying to find the name for it because he is pissed off. He is one pissed off guy because, and he's got elf ears, and they're like kind of bent back over the back of his head, and he's a stone. He's a mud fossil. But he has these two little beady eyes, and they're really close together, and he's got this funky, cute little funky nose, and he's, can see his mouth, and it's all like kind of smushed, and his tongue is sticking out like this. But he's so pissed because you can see it in his eyes, and I've got this magnifying glass, or this magnifying or microscope for fibers, looking at fibers, but I use it for mud fossils. And I can see the pupil of his eyes. But this little guy, he was pissed off when he died. He was seriously pissed off. But when God said they covered the earth, he was not kidding. And one thing that I really took into seriousness about that is that they had corrupted all flesh. And what that means And what that means is they have corrupted all flesh. That means that the way I understand it in my human capacity is they were screwing everything. And that's how come. And to be honest with you, finding normal mud fossils is more rare than finding whacked out, weird, funky mud fossils. So, like, there was a lot of mutant stuff going on, and the rocks that are around us show us that. That's going to be one of my treks. I'm going to be starting to walk out over here off of one of the trails and start showing you guys what the mud fossils look for. And I also want to go down to that Masonic Lodge down the street and look at that path that they dug out over there. Somebody's onto it. Somebody else knows about it. So let's talk about the the phone is much better. It's on the computer and stuff. Okay, so it's long, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's something that maybe I'll go over a little bit now and some more later. But I did want to read the basic first part of it because I think once y'all figure out that people are interested in doing shit like this and are doing it, and not only in this aspect, we're talking every single entity, um, spell, ritual that would entail another entity or being or force or animal or whatever, okay? This should explain to you how deep it really is, because this book is full of giants, monsters, and dragons. And now that I know that because I know that I know that I know that they're real, because I have found them. One, through Google Earth. Two, on my own walking around. I haven't even gone out on a trail anywhere. I found fossils, which are hundreds of them, here in town in the parking lots. So, but I had knew a lot of other stuff. Saw the thing back there with all the blood stains all over the place, and there's the thing up there that looks like a big old penis, and there's a lot of strange things going on in this town. And this is the town with Tina Peters, and we all think that her and Lindell were um, hooking up to date or something. I don't know. They were just seen together, I think, and hanging out and stuff like that. So, and everybody knows about how they broke into her house and they broke into America's Mom's house and they broke into who else's house did they break into? There's several other people that the FBI broke into over the voting machines, the Dominion voting machines. Yeah, that's my town. That's where I live. Yeah, and it's like this is a testing ground where I live, and the biggest town is like 125, maybe 55,000 people, maybe, that's pushing it, I think. But and there's a couple small towns that surround it. There's a Mesa County and stuff like that, so it's fairly large, but not that many people. But they hired a superintendent of schools at 205. I live in Colorado, Red, Mesa County, Colorado. And they hired a superintendent of schools at, it was like 203,000 a year for our 125 to 35, maybe 135,000 people. 135,000 people, and we had an over 200,000 a year superintendent of schools. Now, what's wrong with that picture? Yeah, crazy shit. So this is a testing ground, and there's also like a big wig. Can't say, but I know stuff. I know too much. I know too much. Okay, so let's get into this, and it's a couple paragraphs. Let me take a sip real quick, okay? Give me just 1 second. And then I have a little bit of a video I want to show you of Now You See TV and how it. I was just watching last night too after after I did the show, and how he's talking exactly about. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see it. Welcome, whoever else jumped in. I had to take a drink, and it was really sour. Well, we don't necessarily need that up there. Okay. Much better. Oh. Yeah, so let's try. I played that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing the one we did yesterday, that's for sure. That one sucked. Okay, that shit. It makes me focus better. Because I'm like Greg. I gotta have something going on somewhere. Something. And I have my phone plugged in because I forgot to plug it in earlier. And I want to make sure that I see the chat. And now you can't even freaking hear. Can you hear that? Daydream. I bet you it's gay. I'm gay. Well, I used to be gay. Maybe I'll skip that. Well, that one's really. What is this crap? What is this? Okay. Yeah, right. Oh, what's the Lofi? Night driving? I cannot ride my bicycle at night. I can't see. Even with the light. Okay. And it's supposed to loop all this stuff, but I don't think it's really doing that. Okay, so I can change it at any time. Just tell me, oh my god, turn it off, Milo. Driving is crazy. Here's a picture. I have that hair. That will be coming. that hair. I don't have any. I actually have lots of costumes, so don't be surprised if I just suddenly appear with something really crazy. Okay, so haven't done it, have we? Well, the music thing, it's like, this is kind of serious stuff. And I haven't even looked at vampires because I did not want to go there right now. I figure we could work our way there. Because what gets me is they are things that the elite put there in the like movies and books and things like that, and that appeal to people, and they make that sexual romance and all that desire and stuff like that, which is the number one thing that Satan uses against us. It really is. But when they start glorifying these monsters, and I've found dragons too. Just to let you know, I found dragons, small ones and ginormous ones. Like Titan size, bigger than this earth should be able to handle. But it's interesting. Okay, so werewolf. This is the name of a transformation of a human into a monstrous cannibal wolf. Tradition exists throughout Europe. The name werewolf is derived from the Old English were, meaning man, to wolf. The phenomenon exists, however, throughout the world, where the metamorphosis is into some other animal that is prevalent in the region. So, like the hyena, the were-hyena, or hare, the were-fox, that kind of thing. And that really goes into perspective with Watership Down. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if anybody, seen that, that's just, crazy shit, man. The werewolf is essentially a human form during the day, but transforms according to different versions. Now, pay attention to this, okay? This is the part that I found was very interesting. According to different versions, at the height of the full moon or by donning a special wolf skin, like a shaman, like that kind, like one that was sacrificed with a special ritual for a special person, that person also drank the blood. If people aren't thinking along that line of where these people have gone, this is where they have gone. Okay, they have gone into the depths, and people think that the perversion stuff is that's the first people. No, that is not. Okay, so by donning a special wolf skin, or permanently by some curse. Here we are talking about curses again. Which in Skyrim, it is I don't even know if it's like, I guess if one bites you, but I don't know if maybe that's what they did in order to turn you into one. But I thought it was like the blood in the whatever thing. But you have that option in Skyrim to be a werewolf, and you also have an option to be a vampire. There's just a lot of things that a lot of people are not putting two and two together, and it's just amazing to me how much they've put out there for us, and because nobody's talking to each other, nobody's putting the puzzle pieces together except me. Okay, so permanently, some curse. A person may have become a werewolf by being cursed or being conceived. Here's the next part that's like, listen closely. Like I was talking about yesterday, how they're breeding, and then their kids are breeding, and then now we're surrounded. Okay, so person may have become a werewolf by being cursed or being conceived under a new moon, or by having eaten. And I'm not saying that this is, how they get it, but they are searching for a way to do that. And when that is the attempt, it's even the attempt, people do not realize that they're going to find things. And no thank you. Being conceived under new moon, or by having eaten certain herbs, by sleeping under the full moon on a Friday, or by drinking water that has been touched by a wolf, or by eating the brain of a wolf itself, which was practiced. Get this. This is another thing that if people think that witches went away, are you mental? Come on. By eating the brain of the wolf itself, which was practiced by sorcerers. But a person who has lived a life of bestiality may also become a werewolf at death. Now, this is some heavy shit, okay? This is some heavy shit, curse shit, okay? And it's like, just readily available for anybody to go, oh yeah, you want to be a werewolf? Well, here, this is all you. No! Recognition of the werewolf follows some of the tradition of the vampire. They may have eyebrows that meet between their eyes. They may have different colored eyes, or have fangs instead of canine teeth in their mouths. Their fingers may be short, with claw-like nails. They may, and trust me when I tell you that I've seen all these people with their hands that look like that, claw-like, with nails that they push on to. Yeah, it's I'm the same way, Red. I've had to go through a lot of things and throw a lot of stuff away, and it's like I'll just get closer and closer to God. It's just I'm on this walking away from the Matrix, day before day or yesterday or whatever it was. It was eye-opening, that's all I can say. But it says here that the fingers may be short with claw-like nails. Welcome whoever else joined. I see somebody that popped in and popped out, I think. Yeah, right, TV shows. My son really likes the zombie games, and I don't, so I never play them. And he's like, if it comes down to the zombie apocalypse, well, he's covered. He knows what to do. Okay, so recognition of the werewolf, follow some of the traditions. Let's see, fangs, stick, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it says here, and this is another part that I found interesting. Their fingers may be short with claw-like nails. They have the ruddy birthmark known as the mark of Cain. Now, I didn't get a chance to research that, but that's on my list of researching. And above all, they may have a very hirsute skin. I looked that up. Hirsute. I'm thinking like super white. Okay. Or hairy, maybe. Okay, the werewolf was dreaded for its ravenous hunger, which, as it would devour herds of livestock and steal children sleeping in the home. Now, this I found very interesting because it's like, why would they do that? So I was sitting there thinking about it, and it's like, they wouldn't. That's something different. Now, I just wonder if that is like territorial, like towns are full of farm folk. Some towns are full, which would have herds of livestock. Some towns are full of families with children. This is like, some of this stuff just blows me away sometimes. I'm just like, holy moly. But it goes on, and it says, steal children from sleeping in the home. It would attack travelers at night and destroy what it could not devour. And as it was practically indestructible, there was little that could be done to guard against its predations, except to find the person and deal with him through special means. What special means do you mean? Special means against a werewolf. Werewolf? Their wolf. Why are you talking like that? I thought you wanted to. No, I don't want to talk like that. Suit yourself. Those who transform through the skin of an animal must remove the skin at daybreak and hide it in order to resume the human guise. These kinds of werewolves can be killed if the pelt is found and destroyed. If, however, they are seriously injured as a wolf, they may be recognized. Well, that's the stuff we already know about. Some of that stuff. Oh, this was the other thing. Yeah, but I'm gonna read that. If, however, they are seriously injured as a wolf, they may be recognized in their human shape, because the injury will be visible on their skin later, and may die from it, but be released from the curse. However, it was not easy to do any of these things, since the pelt of the monster was impervious to normal weapons and immortal in that state. Special dedications of silver in a church sacred to Saint Hubert were suggested as being EFFICACIOUS. But I just wonder if Saint Hubert was a werewolf. Their wolf. Why are you talking like that? But you wanted to. No, I don't think so. Suit yourself. Okay. Yeah, it's not, and then it just goes on. I can go over that another time. But it just goes to show you that what they're doing is they're finding ways to make spells, to do these things that they want to do. And it's interesting because the most publicized and most media-driven characters have the most to say in this book. And it's written by, no, not this one, but I have another one that's a symbols book, and it's definitely written by somebody that knows the Illuminati, because that's what the book is basically all, Illuminati symbols. And I'm losing my voice. But it will be interesting to go through the rest of this book. Like we'll go, what I'm going to start doing is go section by section, because what it does is it talks about the same thing in several different places, and sometimes it'll go like in order and talk about just with a different name. It's kind of weird. It's really kind of weird. Like the A's, it's just weird shit. Like, ancient Sumerians. Okay, so ancient Sumerians, and this time frame is all right around the Roman, the Sumerians, the Tartarians, and it's like people are starting to put things together because they've manipulated the time. And where I get lost when I'm researching things is between 1450 and 1700, because something, and there was something else that happened in like the 1800s, because we had the technology that they showed us all out the game. There's a lot of stuff in that game that is from that information, like the sit in the wheel car thing, that's in there. Flying blimps. And I actually have photos of another blimp. I don't remember what's the name of it, but I have a theory that the Hindenburg was also a planned event, so that they could take over the airwaves, or I mean the skies, take over the air, because videos starting to show up of like pictures that were taken, and they're running them together, and they're seeing that the blimps are going by and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and people aren't talking about it. So me too. I'll start talking about it. But yeah, so it has a spot here. So sorry, for vampires. That at the store today, and I'm like, dude, you're fired. It's like, I don't even work for you. I'm like, yeah, but if you were, you would be fired for yawning on. Dock that yawner his pay. Okay. Vampire. It's very interesting because they make it so glamorous on TV and on the movie screen and stuff like that. And it jumps right in here in this monstrous book. This is the name monstrous humanoid being that has been transformed from a wicked, unrepentant mortal human. What? Have you ever heard that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, and it's like super full in the churches. I'm like, I don't advise anybody to go to church. I seriously suggest starting your own little church at your home and get the hell out of it, because more than likely somebody's dabbling in something. Now, I am a body language person, so I see 70% body language and 30% I hear. And even when I hear, I can hear the tonal thing. Like I watched Shirley, what's-her-face, Congresswoman, and I'm sorry, but that's a man, baby. I wasn't watching it, and I I was listening, and I'm like, as they get older, that's when you can start really telling that that's, yeah, it's like, oh. So yeah, okay. I'm sorry, shit, what time? Okay, we can finish this up in 10 minutes. But it says here, the wicked, unrepentant mortal into. Let me read that one more time. This is the name of a monstrous humanoid being that has been transformed from a wicked, unrepentant mortal human into an immortal creature that must suck the blood of another in order to survive. But what I find very interesting about that is it says that it becomes an immortal creature. That is, that's the discussion that me and my son and Mariah have been talking about, wanting to talk about, because it's kind of one of those weird topics that you need a few people talking about it. And that may even be something. I have a couple of friends I'm trying to get together for Fridays for my brainstorming group. That, what did I say? I don't know what I said. I don't know. Oh, the vampire stuff? Yeah. That's like a mortal creature that must suck the blood in order to survive. Now, if you look at, we'll probably bring that up at some point. I've brought it up before, but it's super easy. You just have to type it in, satanic calendar. But if you look at the satanic calendar, you can see that they have 14, well, there's 103 rituals that they have to do every year. But there's 14 sacrifices, human sacrifices, that they have to perform every year. So, and we know that every one of them is not doing that, but we have to keep in mind that missing people and missing, you know where I'm going. So it's really interesting to see how all this is tying in with other stuff. It's not just my going, oh, let's talk about werewolves and vampires. And that's like talking zombies. And let me tell you what, I actually can talk to you about zombies too and blow your freaking mind. All you got to do is look up zombie ants. Because see what it is there is this fungus, this fungi, this very powdery. And what it does is it finds a host and it grows its spores in the host, and the host carries it to the highest point that it can go to so that it can grow some shit out of its head, like some stalks, and then let the puffer spores be released. Okay? Now, this shit's real because I was with somebody in college, the university, and she was my fellow art person. We did art stuff together, and that was her talk did, and that was back in 2013, 12 or 13. So I've known about that stuff for a really long time. So when people are talking, that's old news. Let's talk about vampires and werewolves, which I just think it's, so glamorized and so like, oh, let's drink blood. And no, don't drink blood. Don't do that. You're corrupting your soul and you're handing it over to a person that is already defeated. Don't do that. And if you think you can't get out, think again. God can do anything, anybody, in any situation. Anything. Don't ever think that you are not worth saving. Ever. Because some of us have done some pretty shit. I'm not saying me, but yes, I have. On the lower levels, like theft and stupid shit like that, just stupid shit. And I've never gone to jail, and I've never gone to prison. I've never been arrested. So, but these are things too about others. Like this town is set up for you to fail in every aspect. That's why my son had to get out of here, and I'm glad he did. He needed to get as far away from this place as he possibly could, because it's just bad news. It's just huge principality over it of Baphomet. And a few other things. So sour. Drink something. Okay, we're almost done. But there's so look here. Here's the set the kill. Yeah, sometimes you gotta wonder about some of this phallic stuff. It's just crazy. But this book is how many pages? About 400 pages, and there's quite a few on each page. But it's very interesting. But there's a few additions of it. And here it is. And I think I sent this to Roger too. Roger Spur, because some of the stuff that I found. Because I found a few duffel pods, and what's so funny about the duffel pods is they're butt cracks. Hey, I'm silly. That's why I think I'm going to do well with kids ministry, because I love silly. Silly is fun, rejuvenating, and all you have to do is be around children. You don't have to eat them, and you don't have to drink their blood. So yeah. I'm like, but yeah, not like that. Bunch of weirdos, freaks. But it's like, what do you do? Pray for these people. That's all you can do. But thanks so much for joining me again. Now, tomorrow is going to be a time, I don't even know what time I'm going to stream because Survivor's on. Maybe I'll stream and do my video while I'm streaming, and you can see my audition video. Maybe I'll do something like that. Or I'll do my audition video and then I'll play it while I'm watching Survivor during the time that I normally. Well, I don't know, I might be done. I should be done. I should be ready for time. That was just last week. Because it was too but it was 4. So 7 to 8. Yeah, that should give me time. So yeah, so regular time. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Now, I'll probably do something different tomorrow. I don't think I'm back on this topic because I need to do a little bit more research. Oh, but no, I did want to show this real quick. Let's do that. Actually, I might tomorrow and finish off with that. And we may just watch a little bit of this video of, actually what I'll do is I'll show you the video and it'll start playing, but I will save it for tomorrow and then we can watch it together. but you can see where it is, and if you want to watch it or kind of take a look at it, then you can. But it's called, I'm not sure why it's not loading. Just, yeah, oh, maybe because I'm playing stupid music. Okay, get out of that.
The beast over whom thou didst rule shall rise up in rebellion against thee, for thou hast not kept my commandment. And this book, which is an extra biblical book, it prophesies that the beast of the earth will rise up against mankind because mankind rebelled and failed to keep the law of God. Well, let's see if we can find anything to back that up in scripture. And there's a
Okay, so basically, this is it was like before. I can't remember. I have to look at my notes. I have it written down, but I want to come back to this because it is important what he says. Like right before that, because I was listening to it and I just stopped it instead of rolling it back. So tomorrow, I'll bring that up and we'll watch probably 5 or 10 minutes of it, and then we'll talk about them a little bit and where they're going with it and how much stuff that they know about too. So thanks so much for joining me again. Red, thanks so much for coming again. And right, walk the line. You know what? I'll find that, and think I think you can get away with it on TikTok, but all these other platforms, man, they just hit you right hard with the copyright. Like, so it's like I just stopped doing all of that stuff because it's just not worth it just to get everything copyrighted, and it's probably already dinged me on YouTube for the music that I played in the beginning. But I have copyright rights to some stuff, and I put it all in the description, but they still don't look at that. Then it won't be available for like 30 days and a bunch of bullshit. But anyways, join me tomorrow. I'll be back. And then Friday, I'm trying together for a brainstorming group. But that's still in the back burner. But I think maybe we could get some people from Greenbeer Tribe group and chat. Maybe you can help me with that tomorrow, Red, or the next day, and get a few people in on it. Talk to you more about it. But yeah, everybody have a great one, and thanks so much for joining me. And I hope to see you again. I will have more Neo-Nephilim updates on how they're basically all around us, and all you got to do is know what you are looking at. Take care, everyone, and keep your heads up, because we are the superior race of them all, and that's why they want us gone. So, but that video, I'm going to end that with you tomorrow. It's a really great video. Stay tuned. Take care and see you. Thanks for coming, Red, and see you all tomorrow. Bye. I wonder if I can find something that I can like go out on. That would be kind of fun too. I don't want to like do like a stupid countdown again. It's like I can't even show my own trailers from YouTube on my own stuff. Isn't that stupid? I mean, it's stupid. It's stupid. Okay. Bye, everybody. Take care, Red. It was nice to see you again. I'll probably see you tomorrow.